This is Steve Robbins. Welcome to the Get It Done Guys quick and dirty tips to work less and do more. Goals. I just love goals. In Hamlet, one of the most famous lines in theater history was written by Shakespeare. The goal's the thing with which to accomplish the agenda of the queen. The line is from when Hamlet was trying to develop a new laundry detergent to remove spots from fine clothing. It was one of the great moments in the performing arts, apparent even to someone like me who has no actual training in the history of theater whatsoever. I just know genius when I see it. In prior episodes, we've discussed the difference between outcome goals and process goals and when you should use each. We've explained how to set goals to give you the life that you want, and we've explored goals from many angles, but we've never actually reviewed the very basics of how to set goals. So, just like we recently reviewed the very basics of how to use a to-do list, today it's back to basics with goal setting. First of all, make goals specific. Bernice decided that her plant store, Green Growing Things 1 and 2, needed an updated look. So she called her team together and she said, "Our new goal is to revamp the store. Bring me your proposals." The staff jumped to work and came back with several proposals. Europa suggested that we install barbed wire around the outside to protect against political dissidents trying to steal plants. Melvin was in favor of installing a server farm, so in the event that civilization collapsed, the IT systems would still work. Now, these ideas have some merit in some alternate universe, but they don't really move the team any closer to anything useful. That's because Bernice's goal is too vague. Revamp the store could mean anything. Having listened to the Get It Done Guy episode on is not lists, Bernice quickly realizes that she made an error, so she makes her goal more specific. It also helps to specify a time frame. Her new goal is, we're going to update the store to have a modern look and feel by December 31st of next year. Make your goals measurable and achievable. It's also important to make your goals measurable because otherwise you won't know if you reach them. Revamp the store is not measurable. Have a modern look and feel still isn't fabulous, but it is more measurable. Modern look and feel is subjective, but it could at least be measured with an informal survey of customers as they walk into the store. Without a way to know that your goal has been reached, you run the risk of working forever, even after you've reached the goal. Lots of people make this mistake with life goals, by the way. They set goals like, I want to be rich, or I want to succeed, or I want to be happy, but they never get specific or measurable, so they don't know when they're there. Also, make sure that your goals are under your control, or if you're a manager, they have to be under the organization's control. A goal of building a model of Kim Kardashian out of toothpicks, that is under your control. A goal of getting Kim Kardashian to build a model of you out of toothpicks, however, is not under your control. Break your goal into sub-goals. Now that the team's goal is to update the store to a modern look and feel, they need to break it into smaller, more achievable sub-goals. A sub-goal is just a smaller goal that's a step along the way to achieving your big goal. A goal that can't be decomposed into steps is far less likely to be achieved. You can recognize a sub-goal because it generally has a shorter time horizon than the goal that it's part of. In business environments, the organization itself usually reflects the goals and the sub-goals. Higher positions have longer time frames, they have larger goals. A vice president might have a goal of improve sales by 20%. One of the sub-goals might be double our telephone sales capacity. Now that would be given to a regional operations director as their primary goal. Europa decides that she'll work on the goal, improve staff retention among 20-somethings. After all, she's built a secret worldwide empire spanning the Eastern Bloc in her spare time. I asked her once how she kept employee turnover so low, and she said, shackles. I said, wait, you paid them in shekels? No, she said, shackles. I don't get it. My hearing just isn't what it used to be. Melvin chooses, update the inventory system to use a new web-integrated ordering system. Make sure you have sub-goals for everything. Now, these are both important sub-goals, and both of these do in fact update the store to be more modern. But are they enough? Do they add up to the bigger goal? Conspicuously missing is a sub-goal related to the appearance of the store. Bernice jumps on the omission. I shall take the goal of redesigning the store decor, updating it with a lovely Art Deco look. Now, when you break your big goal into sub-goals, you need to make sure those sub-goals cover every aspect of the larger goal. If your goal is to find a job and you don't have a sub-goal that involves updating your resume, chances are good that even if all your other sub-goals are perfect, you still won't reach the larger goal. Make sure your sub-goals don't overlap. Sometimes sub-goals have more sub-goals and sub-sub-goals, and those sub-sub-goals just might overlap. In that case, identify places where sub-goals or sub-sub-goals overlap, and take the overlap area and make that a separate goal on its own. Europa feels very strongly that part of retaining the younger staff is to have cash registers that are fun to look at, with exciting patterns like fuchsia polka dots. Melvin, on the other hand, is planning new point-of-sale cash registers that integrate with a dozen different web services, and they come in one exciting color, beige. Both of them have overlapping sub-sub goals, which is to replace the cash registers. But rather than letting them collide in an explosion of web-enabled fuchsia and beige polka dots, take the cash register initiative and give it to Europa's cybernetic son Thomas as his responsibility. He's generally good with electronics, he speaks the language, and if anyone can negotiate a middle ground between fuchsia and beige, he's the teenager to do it. Now, the goals are set and the team can move forward. The goal is specific, updating the store's look and feel. It's measurable, and it's under the team's control. All of the sub-goals have been identified, and they're on a time frame that works for the overall goal. And the sub-goals don't overlap. Furthermore, the sub-goals cover all of the aspects that need to be covered for the major goal. The team is excited, and Bernice is already tickled that a plant store called Green Growing Things would be decorated in fuchsia. Hamlet would be proud. I'm Steve Robbins. Follow Get It Done Guy on Twitter and Facebook. If you want a great keynote speech on productivity, on living an extraordinary life, or on entrepreneurship, hire me. Find me at steverobbins.com or join my personal mailing list by texting Get It Done to 33444. Plus, you'll get a free copy of my secret book chapter on how to build relationships that help you succeed. Work less, do more, and have a great life.